G'day, folks. How are we all? I'm good. So, left off last night with this in a box in the trailer. This is where we're at. I tried to buy a chain block, couldn't get one. So, borrowed it off my old man. Luckily, he had one. That C-channel up there is just strong enough. And this is probably about 140 kilos. So, it's off the ground. I can get the wheels on it now and put everything on it. And away we go. I'll show you when it's done. This shed is doing my head in. Look at it. That's tonight's job. Got to clean that up. There's heaps of stuff in here. Tent, kayak with a motor on it. I rigged that up. Took me ages. So I've got dry cell, gel cell batteries for it. And one battery lasts me about an hour and a half. And then I change the battery and I come back. Usually with no fish. Yeah, drop saw there. There's impact drivers. There's hammer drills. There's all sorts of stuff. There's a freezer, flash, carpet cleaner thing. Those fans over the back, I got them from Hard Rubbish outside this mansion, and they must be worth heaps. I don't even need fans, but they're worth so much. I got them. So I'm thinking that when this all becomes a kitchen, which it will, remember, I try to remember, then maybe I'll put those flash fans in there. Here she is. It is a she, and that's not aiming it at everybody, but it's red and it's the colour of lipstick and Ferraris, so it has to be a she. Like ships. Look at the size of that chute. Massive, massive. So this will take 120 mil hardwood, and that's probably pretty good for me. Anything over that, I'll say for firewood. And it's a Lonson motor. I got a bit of a story to tell about these motors. I had a mower a few years ago. It's the first mower I had, still the best mower I had, red one, of course. And you couldn't get parts for it anymore. So essentially, I ended up running a old sock as an oil filler cap, and it was dirty, and I just was waiting for it to blow up because I had another motor. But it was really good at particular types of jobs. I'm telling you, this thing was running without oil almost, and the oil that was in it was not very clean, given it had a sock to protect it, and the wheels fell off it. The motor was still going, and it didn't even affect the performance. So those Lonson motors, they're Chinese made, but they're just unbreakable. And one of those unbreakable things, they're over-engineered for what they do. So this thing, I haven't started it yet, but it will go like an old tractor. That's what they do. They don't rev much. Well, the one I had didn't, but they just keep going, powerful, torquey. That is a beautiful thing, and you can tow it. Now, you're not going to take it down the highway, but for taking it up the top shed and taking down the bottom to do mount compost, then it is perfect. So I have been going around trying to find one of these. Like I said, I borrowed it off my dad in the end, but while I was going to all these hardware stores, one of them inevitably had a nursery attached to it. And if I got more than $5, I don't know about you guys, if I got more than $5 in my pocket and there's trees available, I'm coming out with something. So stick around. We'll go up and have a look at that. The swales worked too. I'm not even joking. It rained all night. Rained quite heavy. It was really nice to sleep in. So come and have a look. I've lost the USB attachment for my microphone. So sorry if the sound keeps going up and down. They don't actually make it any better. It just helps with breathing and wind noise. But the sound quality is no better. So let's have a look at what we got. We have some seed potatoes, which is great. I haven't seen them in the shops until now. I've been looking for them online actually, but they had heaps of them there, so that's really cool. Oregano, which I don't have, and I love, and heirloom garlic, and a black currant. The reason I've gone black instead of red, not that I've grown them ever before, is because apparently the birds like the red. These are for the chickens. Well, the bottom of them is for the chickens, and the top of them is for me. And so I thought we'd go black. $4.75, that's a lot to pay for 3 cloves of garlic, right? But these are not for eating, they are for growing. So we'll save them as best we can, and Well, I don't know, maybe we grow them next spring. They're soft neck. I've actually got some hard neck coming in the mail, so should be okay up here. We get the cold hours, we get the frost, so, and oregano. So that's what we're going to plant. Since we've cut this back, it's opened the garden bed right up. I think I'm going to do a 2-tiered bed in here with a couple of walkways, and we'll fence the chickens out of it because there's too much garden bed to let them in, unfortunately, and they've got plenty of room. So I think some of these are going up in there, but with the potatoes, they're so hungry, they need good soil to start off with. So I may need to figure out what's in there, but I'm hoping that if we've got enough roots in the soil, that will help stabilise this bed, and we'll be able to get a lot of food out of it. So there's a flat spot at the top, and I'm thinking I'm going to build a swale berm around here in the sea, which I've tried to do before, but the chickens ruined it. So we'll try again, but we need to fence them out. I've talked about fencing for there. I have figured out what we're going to get, but I'm going away this weekend to Beshy's house, do some work and have some fun. So we'll figure that out when we get back. But it's called Emu Wire. Go and have a look at it. It's heritagey. It is a little bit pricey, but I'm going to look at it every day. So some things you just have to spend up on, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And I think I'm going to save a lot of money in another part of the project, which I'll show you in a second. Check out all the growing nodules on this thing. I think it's because it's been in a pot and it's been stunted. But I would expect to get fruit off that next year. I think we will. Won't grow big because it's on dwarf stock, dwarf rootstock, but yeah, I would expect to get fruit from that. That's a plum tree, believe me, that is 100% a plum tree. Look it up, Google it. And everything else is going good. So wheat hasn't come up yet. Mum's just let the chickens out. She popped in. I'm pretty sure she doesn't come here for me. She just comes here to talk to the chickens. Hey girls, you like it, don't you? Let's pop up and have a look at this compost. I haven't had a look at it yet. Oh, one more thing. This swale here. I'll get really close, try and keep it in focus. But that has had water running through it last night. You might not be able to tell, but I can see it. I can even see that I think it's come through here and made its way back down into the original swale. So it's nice and dark around here. And this is what I sort of planned, that it would come to here and then there's a high spot and we'll go into that swale. So it seems to be working. I'm wondering if it's all actually running into that swale, because this one has nothing like that in it, although I did see it holding water, and this is where we want the water to be. But a lot of it actually comes from the roof of the chicken coop. So I have a barrel that Beshy gave me that I am considering turning into a rain catchment device for this. We'll put some guttering, because I have guttering. Of course I have guttering somehow. So yeah, let's pop up and have a look at the compost, and then that's probably about it for today, guys. Where am I going to save money? So this is where I'm going to save money. You can see I've shoveled all that out. That was garden soil. That's old nursery garden soil, sentimental place. It would have been mixed with compost. You see I've gone back to the rock there. I can get a lot more soil out of here. I've just got to sieve it, which is fine. We'll do that eventually. But originally I was going to build the compost bins here. You can see all the way up there. So you're probably looking at, to where I'm standing, you're probably looking at 10, 12 meters, something like that. A lot of money, especially to dump. So that was probably 6 or 7 grand there. But now I'm thinking we cut this out. Yep. So a lot less to cut out. I can retain it. It's not a drama, because it will need retaining if we're going to use a smaller space. We built a fence here where the shed is, and on the other side as well at the same point. Now I may had to spend some money fixing these doors up, because they are solid, but they're hard to open and shut. And what that means is we get rid of this whole fence, and away we go. Easy access for Brendan to park his ute and not run over any fences. Not that he ever did that. And you can see the compost heaps are getting bigger and bigger. So let's go and have a look at that while we're here. It is dark as in here. I can only see through the phone because the door's knackered, which is something that Shane and I will get into in September. So that's a success, about 144. I think that, like, roughly is about 67 degrees Celsius, which is perfect, but it's dropped about 20 centimetres overnight. Shows you how fast the biology acts, doesn't it? Like it's getting stuck in there. And next time I fork that, it'll be really easy. But we've got the chipper now, so I've got a heap of green waste that's got to come home tomorrow afternoon. And then I've got another job where I can get more green waste and so on and so forth. And I'll probably bring home some more grass by the end of the week. So what I'll do is I'll crank this one up. We'll do a bit more lasagnaing because now we're starting to get enough green and enough brown to make the ratios. And I tend to run it half and half. A lot of people say 2/3 brown, 1/3 green, but I like it to go a bit faster than that. And because I garden quite intensively, I'm happy to come in and turn it if I need to. So that's probably the difference there. Just got to make sure it doesn't smell, you know. And with a lot of chicken poop in here, it does have the capacity to get super duper hot, too hot. It's happened to me before in much smaller piles than this, where they've actually got to 71, 72 Celsius and sat there for 3 or 4 days because of the amount of chicken poo in there. So it's powerful stuff. You gotta be careful with it, but when you get it right, it's amazing. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you had a wonderful day. Have a lekker week. I'll speak with you soon. Bye now.